What's up, my knitters? How are you guys? Come along with me today and help me decide what I'm doing for this cast-on party. I will leave some directions on the cast-on party details in the comments below. I just want to thank Valerie and her husband Jim for letting me use their technology and their wizardry as far as Zoom meetings go. I've only sat in on Zoom meetings, so I'm really not, I know this is gonna be a secret. I don't know the technology. Valerie has just graciously allowed us to get together and do the cast-on party thing. So I'll leave those details below. I don't know how else to do this. And what I will do is I'll set up a Ravelry thread that will have the meeting number and the password for that particular Zoom. It will be on August the 6th, which is a Sunday. It is from 10 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Daylight Time. And it will be until 4 Eastern Daylight Time. So a total of 6 hours. So you can come and go as you please. If you've got church in the morning, church in the afternoon, bridal showers, swimming lessons, whatever, golf, work around it. You're welcome to pop in and pop out. That would be great. I would hope that many of you would love to stay for at least a couple hours and while we chit chat and discuss what we're making and support each other, casting on new things so that we can be over knitting bagged. Is that a thing? Over knitting bagged? Yeah. I'm in the process of finishing 2 sweaters. And I will be done those two by, or tees, sweater tees, by the cast-on party. So I'll have the ability to cast on at least 3 things. Yeah, I have no business doing this. But, as Ruth of Ruth Loves to Knit podcast has always said, it's my hobby. I'll cast on what I want. And she would be correct. So put that on your calendars, 10 to 4, and then you'll have to do all that time frame business because when we were out on this trip, I never knew what time it was, what time zone we were in, and so my whole sense of that has vanished. I know that it's 3 p.m. for British summertime, I think that's what they call it. So those of you in the UK, hopefully you can make at least part of this. That's why I scheduled it at this time so that you guys can come and at least cast on something. Yes, so put it on your calendars and be there. Now, as most knitters, we have ideas brewing all the time. We see that skein of yarn, we see that box of yarn, we see that basket of yarn, and we go, ooh, we know exactly what we're going to cast on. That's not me. I hem and haw like what? I'm like a recipe girl. I could never be a knitwear designer because I need the recipe. I need someone to tell me, you need this kind of yarn or this kind of project. It's what makes me a mediocre knitter. And I'm okay with that. There's sometimes that a yarn just screams to be a summer cotton tee because it's cotton bamboo. But I really do have a lot of yarns that are t-shirt, sweater quantities that really need to be knit up. They need to be in my wardrobe and I need to stop fooling around. So you're gonna help me today because I need help. You're gonna help me pick what I'm gonna do at this cast on party. What should I do? What are the top 3 things that you would like to see me cast on? And does this pattern go with this yarn? Or am I totally missing something? I'm gonna give you some things here that will, I'm gonna go through my yarns bit by bit and you're gonna help me decide, hey, no, wrong pattern, great yarn, wrong pattern, or yuck, for the yarn, love the pattern. You're gonna help me. I need the help. So, those of you that love putting stuff together, love that design kind of feature and are very talented at that, please feel free because I'm not good at it. So, I'm gonna start the roll right here and you're gonna see all the pretty yarns and then we're gonna talk about them. And I'll see you at the other end. I'm going to talk about these 3 yarns. This one is hand dyed by Mouse Witch Yarn out of Somerset, England. She has a podcast that I adore, Mouses Makes, and this, I forget the name of it, but it's something peach. This has some of the orange pieces in it and the green, and so I'm hoping to make a fade. This is a Madlintosh that I had to break up into 2 balls because winding, and this one is an undetermined sock yarn of some sort. I believe it has some nylon, so they're all basically the same content. So I want to make a fade. And I want a short sleeved tee sweater of some sort. And I don't want anything that's going to cover up these 2 yarns in particular. So, tell me what you think. Those 3 things, those, it's about 1,200 yards, give or take. And I usually wear an extra large or up to 3X, who knows, because of sizing. But usually in ready-made clothes, I wear an extra large, so that should be plenty of yarn. And if you've got any ideas for that yarn, I'd love it. This next yarn is a really accessible yarn, particularly when it's on sale. This is Kobu, and it is, let me pick up one of these. It is 232 yards for 100 grams, and it's 51% cotton and 49% bamboo. I have a sweater's quantity of this. And if you have any ideas for a nice pattern for a summer tee, I'd be grateful. This is the pattern that I had originally thought I might use this for. This is by Expression Fiber Arts, and it's Proserpina, don't know how you say it, but I like the sleeves, I like the lace. This is something that you could dress up, dress down, and I think that the fabric that you would get from a bamboo cotton mix would be really nice. If you have any better suggestions, please drop them in the comments below. I would love it. The yarn that they're using, let me see if I can find this. This is a free pattern, by the way. Let's see. They're using, oh, I can't read it. Arts Oasis Fingering. And for 100 grams, 500 yards. So I think that what they would be using is a smaller weight yarn. So I'll have to do a little math or go down a size. And I'm okay with going down a size. But yeah, so that's what I had in mind for that one. Do you have anything that you can envision that yarn for? Otherwise, I think that's probably what I'm headed towards. This next yarn I think is pretty wrapped up. This is a 60/40 organic cotton linen from Walnut Farm Designs. It's where I've gotten, if you've watched some of my dyeing videos, that's where I've gotten those dyes. This is 350 meters for 100 grams, 4-ply, fingering weight. And this is the pattern that I have in mind. Just a basic, simple cotton tee. I think I've pretty much decided that this will be my first cast on. I know that the linen cotton mix is exactly what I need here in Florida. And I need a basic color. This is undyed. And I need a basic color such as this in my wardrobe. I have hot pink capri pants. I have aqua turquoisey color capri pants. I have some linen pants that are black. I have some linen pants that are rusty, so I know that this is really the top that I want to cast on. So I think that's pretty much a go. My only concern, and you know how it is, I might have to order a 4th hank. Not sure. But this pattern includes instructions for 4 different yarn weights. So that's pretty nice. I cannot remember if this is a paid for or free pattern, but it's by Cleome Smith Knits. If you're interested, it looks like it's got I-cord, but not nearly like the I-cord that I'm doing right now on my other bamboo sweater. This looks, 3 stitches. So yeah, I haven't looked through the pattern, but my only concern is that I may need another skein of this yarn. For those of you that haven't seen this yarn, it's, pretty lightweight, but it does have a considerable amount of linen in it. So it's not the softest, but will soften up, as we know linen will. kind of excited about getting this on the needles and making sure that it's in my wardrobe. This next yarn that I have is by Trilogy Yarns on the base Glamorous, and this is the color Unicorn Farts. I mean, really, who couldn't not buy that? Yeah, I go back to my 12-year-old boy personality. However, I really like the color as well before I knew the name. This is something that I've always had in my basket every time I go to Trilogy Yarns, and this is the first time I've ever purchased Trilogy Yarns. So I'm excited about knitting this up. I also don't know what to knit something that has this much going on. I know it needs to be a simple pattern. I don't know whether to use just a basic tee, or do I want something with a little bit of something in it. And this is the one that I had kind of picked out. It's called the Breezeway by Fogbound Knits. I'm sure many of you have seen this. This is a paid for pattern, and it has just enough texture up here. Let's see if I can find, if there's another picture of that. Oh, my fingers are not working at all today. I'm trying to get through this pattern to see if there's a better picture of that texture. And there really isn't. But this is the back of it. And really, it's just, you know, a raglan, and it has a little bit of texture at the top of the front. And I don't think it has it in the back. I can't see well enough. So, it has a cable cast on, which I've done before. It has German short rows, which I've done before. Increasing, which of course I've done. Decreasing. Backwards loop cast on, I've done that one before. And the Icelandic bind off, never have done that one before. I'm sure there's a YouTube video for that. But I'm not sure if this yarn is too busy. Leave your comments below. Because part of me thinks it is. And if you have anything that you would recommend for this type, I mean, we're talking some colorful stuff here. So I don't know whether that will translate or whether I should just keep it simple, stupid, and make a real plain tee with I-cord ribbing. Don't know. So I'm sure you'll have some suggestions. Put them in the comments below. Thanks. This next yarn is also by Lion Brand, which is very accessible financially. This is a cotton bamboo linen. I got this on sale off their website just a few weeks back. I know I'm on a diet as far as I'm not supposed to be buying yarn. I get it. You don't need to, lecture me. I did have to hide it when it came in, but I really wanted to try this yarn, and it was 30% off. It comes up as, I think, a DK. No, they're saying sport. And I think that's why I bought it, because my preferred yarn is sport weight. So this, as you can see, is 164 yards, 150 meters for 1.75 ounces or 50 grams. So we're looking at, 320-ish yards for 100 grams. So that does work up to sport weight. and it is called Purple Haze, which as a Prince fan, I appreciate it. Yeah, so this is 40% cotton, 35% bamboo, and only 25% linen. So it's a little less linen than just the cotton, and it has that bamboo that softens it up. So, again, I'm looking at something that's going to give me maybe a little texture, maybe not, but I'm thinking about this particular top. This is the Noni top, and it's by Pip and Pin. And I would be making those sleeves a bit longer in the ribbing, likely. And it has just enough interest in the bodice to be different than a regular cotton tee. A little more dressy. I don't know. I don't know how this cotton bamboo linen will work up. But this is kind of an oversized, boxy shape. It is a paid-for pattern. Did I mention that already? And this is what sleeves look like. So it's the texture goes to the back and also to the front. I'm not sure of the construction. It's okay if it's a sewn together, don't know. It says it's seamlessly from the top down, but it doesn't look like it. So it's one of those magic kind of things. So that's my idea for this yarn. And if you have any other suggestions, I will be happy to take them. And I know you're all saying by now, what? She's going to cast on all of these sweaters? At some point I will. I'm not sure what I will be casting on for the cast on party, but I know the first one that I'll be casting on is the neutral cotton and linen, just plain tee, because I want that in my wardrobe. Not that I don't want the rest of these in my wardrobe, but that's definitely one that I would probably wear and wear and wear. So, what are your thoughts about Purple Haze? I'm kind of liking it, but again, I don't know about this particular yarn and if it would work up well with this pattern. If anybody has worked with this yarn, give me some feedback. What are your thoughts? Do you think this should stay just a regular plain cotton type t-shirt? Or do you think something with a little texture would also be nice? Let me know your thoughts. No, that's not a lonely 50-gram ball of Drops Bell. I have 10 balls of that. So I have, what do I have? I have 500 grams of this. And this is 131 yards for 50 grams. So this is more of a, what would that be? That would also be a sport weight. It's 53% cotton, 33% viscose, which I'm assuming is also called rayon, which might or might not be bamboo. Fine by me. It's pretty soft, and 14% linen. So this is the one that has the least amount of linen in it. And this is in the colorway. Do we have it on here? No, it's a color 17. But I think on the Wool Warehouse website, this was called Petrol, if I'm not mistaken, which is likely that I'm mistaking and that I'm totally lying to you. But anyway, yarn group B, whatever that means. I've never worked with any kind of drops. I look at you guys in Europe and I think, oh, you lucky people, and Canada, because you have this very accessible yarn available pretty much, from what I understand, in, like some big box stores and the grocery stores if you're in Scandinavia, and those kinds of things. So I'm very jealous of that. However, I went to Wool Warehouse and decided I would pick some up. This color is not coming out. It's a little lighter than this. Let's see. No, it's not. Maybe. Yep, that's it. This is probably my favorite color on earth. If I had to pick only one, and that would be hard. But anyway, and you've probably seen this pattern, which is also a paid for pattern. It's the Tankard Tee by Anna Nina. And just gonna say Anna Nina, she has a podcast, Anna Nina Knits. I don't know how to say her last name, Jutti, not sure. She is a Finland knitter and designer, and Finnish. Did I say Finland knit? Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. I'm sure she doesn't watch my podcast, so I do watch hers. And this is a boxy kind of knit. And let me see if I can find the front of this to show you. Again, can you see she's a girl with some, but she's kind of built like me in many ways. So that's what this looks like. And I'm thinking that this might be the yarn I use. Now, you really can't see this in any of these pictures, but it has garter stitch. Let's see if I can get it close enough. Nope, it's not gonna come up. All of this is garter stitch. Go to Ravelry and see what you think, but I think it's a cute little pattern. I know several of the test knitters have loved it and are on their second or third one. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think that will be nice. Again, if you have other suggestions, please, 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 please let me know. This may or may not get cast on right away. During the cast on party, I'm likely to cast on 3 sweaters. But I have to have something in reserve. We all know that knitting is a hobby that it's like whatever strikes us and we're likely to cast on. And so I want to be prepared if I decide, hey, I really like working with linen after working with the cotton linen that I know that I will start. Let's do all the linen tops and save all the wools and anything with wool in it to a later date, which probably is a smart move. Anyway, if you have other suggestions, or I'm not going to make an anchor summer shirt, I really am not, although I thought about it. I think I'm going to have to take a pass on that for this month anyway. And yeah, so if you have some suggestions of things that you've knit with drops, Belle, hey, put them in the comments below. That's what that comment thing is all about. And the last, this has been in my stash and it's really quite nasty right here, the way that it's come out of the center pull here. There we go. All right, let me try to wind this up with my fingers in front of my camera here. This is a Noro yarn, and it is called Sonata, color 14, and I have 3 of these. It is 360 meters, which is a sport weight, I would think. It is thick and thin-ish. It has 35% cotton, 25% viscose, 20% silk, 20% polyamide. So it will be a nice top. Again, this is kind of a silvery gray beige. I don't know whether it's really picking it up. And every once in a while, you'll get a little hint of some pink. So I'm not sure how this will knit up. I've never worked with this particular Noro. But I thought it's just such a beautiful neutral. And with the silk, the cotton, the viscose, I think it would be a wise choice when one lives in Florida. So, again, do I use something like this? Or do I use a more lace, you know, such as like the Salty Air Tea, something like that, that has some lace that would show off the yarn? I'm really and that's why this has been in my stash for so long, because I really am at a loss for this one. I really need suggestions. So if you've got any, send them my way in the comments. Thank you. So what? So what am I gonna do? Is it gonna be this one? This one? Should I put these together? Should put the label out, huh? Make that a screenshot. Is that even coming across? Yeah, what do you think? I don't know. Really. All I want you to do is to put your comments all down below and help me out. Help me make some decisions. And on that note, knit in peace. Bye now.